Welcome! This video will teach you the fundamental parts you need to know in order to win a pawn and king endgame. Chess is split into three phases. They are known as the opening, middle game and endgame. If you are unsure of what any of these terminology means, be sure to check out my previous video, Chess for Beginners. Anyways, this video will be split into three parts. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First up on our list is opposition. Opposition is a situation in chess when two kings are face to face, with only one space in between them, creating a sort of barrier. In a position like this, it is important to know that any pawn the king is defending must not be on the A or H file, which we will get onto later. So, the king is right in front of your pawn, which is faced by the enemy king. One crucial part is that it must be the opponent's move first in this position, otherwise the chances are likely it will end in a draw. So, if black moves, let's say, to the left, we move directly opposite, like so. This is known as outflanking. If it happens the other way around, we do the same, but on the other side. If the black king comes in the way of the pawn, eyeing it, we take opposition once more. However, if the enemy king moves back, make sure to never play this blunder. Never bring your pawn and king side by side. So, what would you do, you may ask? After black plays king d6, we control the squares, making sure the enemy king can't come, plus ensuring safe passage for the pawn. Black can play king d5, however we now push the pawn forward. King to d6. Here, what do you think is the best move white could play? If you said pawn e5 check, I'm afraid that's wrong. Remember that the king and pawn cannot be side by side. Therefore, the best move is king f6, controlling the spaces for easy pawn promotion. Black moves the king and white pushes the pawn. Black eyes on the pawn and we take opposition. Black king moves in any direction and we outflank, thus leading to an easy, safe pawn promotion. The other key technique you need to know is known as the square method. The square is a method that can determine if a pawn can be promoted without the opponent's king capturing it before it is too late. To figure out and use the square, we count the amount of spaces left to promotion, and then apply the same amount of squares to either left or the right, depending where the pawn is. Here, for instance, the pawn has 3 squares left, and if we go 3 squares horizontally, we can see that the enemy king is not in the square and white can promote easily. However, that is not always the case. The scenario just shown was white's first move, but if it was black's first move, the black king is within the square and just in time to capture the piece. Now, on to how to checkmate with a king and queen. First off, attack the enemy king in an L shape. This may not happen all of a sudden, and take a few moves to get into the position. Anyways, once the queen is attacking the king like the knight, copy whatever the enemy king does. If the king goes up, you go up. This series of movement reduces the amount of spaces the king has left to move. Now, once the king is at the back rank, continue the plan, but watch out for stalemate, as this would lead to a draw. If you are unsure to what stalemate means, it occurs when the player who has to move has no legal moves available. For instance here, the queen is covering all the spaces the black king could go, but since it is black's turn, they have no move to play, therefore leading to a draw. So, once the enemy king is in the corner, bring your king to the other side. As black has only one move, the king will move back and forth. Once the white king is near, we deliver checkmate.